Did you heard my voice? All of you? Atau ni tak payah? Payah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, terima kasih for your coming. And I just came from my class and I was waiting in in the lecture hall 2. But this one is 1, right? 1. Okay. Sorry for my the one. Okay. So now actually I have some presentation for this for this majlis. We can start by it, but he didn't open it yet. Later on, inshallah. So you can continue with me with your phone about the presentation that I sent it to you in this morning. Okay, about the Kitab Al-Jamie. Okay, what I want to highlight about it, I think page number 4. Why is this chapter? Okay, page number 4, right? I wrote over there, why is this chapter? In the beginning, I said this arrangement way of Imam Malik. Imam Malik, when he wrote his book, advantage. Okay. Imam Malik, when he wrote his book, he divided it to around 31 chapters. This is Muwatha Imam Malik. Later on, I will tell you what means of Muwatha, why he chose this name or this word. Okay. In the beginning, he divided his book to 31 chapters. But actually, this chapter means in Imam Malik books called it Kitab. But actually, called it Kitab means book, even though his book is book. So now, inside of his book, there is a lot of books. But actually, another book, another Islamic book, they will call it Babun, okay? Bab atau fasal, okay? Which means chapter also, okay? But now for, okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, this one. Okay, no need to tell you about myself, huh? Or need? There is a new student?
Yeah.
Okay, for me. Okay, my name is Abdul Rahman. In the last year, I wrote 21, now 31, now become 32, 30 years old. So when I mention 32, I feel like I'm not matured lagi. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the 40 years is the range. Everyone when he reach 40 years, he's thinking, his brain become matured and become completed. So I didn't reach that age yet. So I'm still thinking, how is that age become? Some of you can tell me, how is that age? Okay, so I'm still 32 years. Another one, I have studied Arabic language in Islamic University of Medina for 4 years. And that time, I spent most of my time in Al-Masjid Al-Nabawi. I choose, Arabic language college because it's very easy to me, but at the same time, I have time to spend it for Al-Masjid Al-Nabawi. But for another student, they go to the Sharia college or to the Hadith college, but they spend a lot of time for the college, for the kulliyah. But for me, alhamdulillah, no need to spend a lot of time because this is my language, my native speaker. So I spent a lot of time for Al-Masjid Al-Nabawi, alhamdulillah. So all of my ijazah sanad is coming from Al-Masjid Al-Nabawi. This is the first one. Second, about my master, alhamdulillah, I have finished, education, master of education in UKM, Pendidikan Bahasa Arab, or educational Arabic language. Okay, now I'm doing my PhD. Nothing is going for my my proposal, my thesis as usual. So pray for me. I will pray for you, for everyone who is having PhD to successful and finish it as soon as possible, inshallah. Okay, the third one about myself. Before I joined UIA, I was working with JAIS, Jabatan Agama Islam Selangor, for 4 years from January 2012 until October or end of August 2015. I joined UIA in October 2015. I'm still new. Maybe some of you have 10 years, 20 years, like Usama had 25 years, before someone he was born, Okay? Alhamdulillah, I have memorized Al-Quran with 5 riwayat. And because when I have graduated that time, actually I got the scholarship for master in Medina. But that time I feel like, if I got a scholarship from the government, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask me, I have given you the money, you have scholarship, what you will do, what you have done in the Hari Akhirat, what you have done for this scholarship. So that time I feel like I want to quit the Islamic University, even though I got the scholarship. I will go to Malaysia, I will, to face my difficulties by myself. There is no one help me, no one give me the money that Allah will ask me about it. So that's why I came to Malaysia in 2011. So that time I didn't continue the qira'at. I just finished 5, even though it's 10. The last one, alhamdulillah, I have a lot of ijazah bersanad. The most important, that's Al-Kutub Al-Tis'a, the 6 books, additional, what they call it, Al-Muwatha, this one, Al-Muwatha, and Sunan Al-Darimi, and what else? No, Sahih Bukhari is from the 6 books. The 6 books is Bukhari, Muslim, Al-Tirmidhi, Al-Nasa'i, Ibn Majah, Abi Dawud. This is the 6 books. And there is additional 3 books, that is Musnad Imam Ahmad, Sunan Al-Darimi, and Muwatha Imam Malik. Even though, before all, we have to mention Al-Muwatha firstly. Because, why? I will tell you later on, okay? Okay, this one about myself. Inshallah, I will tell you during this majlis why we choose this chapter, what is the advantage, what's about the Muwatha Imam Malik, the contents of Kitab Al-Jamie, and the last one about the Ijazah Bersanad. Inshallah, Muwatha Imam Malik. Okay, now about why is this chapter. Okay, the first one, the Imam Malik, like I told you just now, Imam Malik, when he arranged his book, he managed it in 31 books. Okay, he called it books, but actually is babun. It's different because we have the research skills. We taught our students there is a book, and under of the book is chapter, and after the chapter is, what do you call it? In Arabic we say kitabun, lepas tu babun, lepas tu faslun, lepas tu matlabun. Macam tu. Like arrangement. But Imam Malik, in his time, there is no, no some logic arrangement, or there is no APA like we are following now. But his time just call it like kitab, but actually it's chapter. Okay. So now when I say Kitab Al-Jamie, actually is Babul Jami'. Okay. This is the first about the kitab. The second one, why he called it Al-Jami'? Al-Jami' means what? Gathering. This one is daripada jama'a, gather. Okay. So Kitab Al-Jami'. Imam Malik. Okay, please focus with me. Imam Malik, when he divided his book to 31 books, every books he will put one chapter, its name Babul Jami', for each books, So now, what the hadith that he found it, or he got it, and he cannot put it in some bab before this, he will drop it in that book, or in that chapter, for each books. Understood? So for each books from 31, he has 31 bab. Call it Al-Jami'. Understood? Or no? Okay, I will give you the example, maybe more clear. In the beginning, he started by Kitab Al-Salah. He didn't start by Kitab Al-Tahara. He started by Kitab Al-Salah. In Kitab Al-Salah, when he put some chapter like Waqtu Salah, he will mention the hadith. Sometimes he will find some hadith is related to Waqtu As-Salah, but actually is not directly under Waqtu Salah. So what he will do, he will drop it in the end. And for the second chapter, okay, what is the hadith is under this chapter, under this title, he will put it. If he found any hadith, cannot manage it, under of this chapter, will drop it in the last chapter, or in the last bab. and like that. Okay? So when he finished his book, 30 books or 30 chapters, he put one book that is Kitab Al-Jamie. What is the hadith? Cannot manage it in all of these chapters, he will drop it in the last chapter. Understood? Yeah. So in the last chapter, or Kitab Al-Jamie, I become like, what do you call it? Like mixed. Mixed kitab, or many chapters or many bab, and have a lot or many titles and many benefits. Why? That's why I'm choosing it. Like yesterday, I was praying in Masjid CFS. Before Maghrib, there is some Ustad. His name, he said, "Oh Ustad, you converted from Shafi'i to Maliki. You become Maliki." I say, "No, I'm still Shafi'i, but I choose this book because of some reasons. I will mention it tomorrow." But actually, he didn't attend now, Okay? So this is the arrangement way of Imam Malik. The second one, like I told you just now, each book got a gathering chapter, okay, and then every hadith or athar, there is different about the istilah. If said hadith, that is from Rasulullah exactly. But athar, who is other than Rasulullah, maybe from Sahabat or from Tabi'in. Okay? Any hadith or athar cannot be managed. He will put it in the chapter, or gathering chapter, last chapter of gathering the book. When he gather all of the book, every hadith or any hadith cannot manage it, he will put it in the last chapter. Okay, jelas? This one is Kitab Al-Jamie. Some of us, if he heard Kitab Al-Jamie, that means like Jami is masjid, he will talk about the masjid. It's not the masjid, actually, who is the gathering. Okay. The next, about the advantage of Muwatha Imam Malik. Okay, the first one you have to know about Muwatha Imam Malik. This book is the oldest book, or the first book in the Islam. We never know about any book before Muwatha Imam Malik. The oldest one is Al-Muwatha. Before Imam Malik, maybe there is some book, but what we received that is Al-Muwatha. So now, Imam Malik, or his book, that is Al-Muwatha, is before Sahih Bukhari. And Al-Muwatha is before Sahih Muslim. And before all of them is Al-Muwatha. Why we have to learn, we have to, to study this book in the beginning of all. Okay? The second one, the advantage of this book, all of its hadith is hadith Sahih. The ulama, they say, all of the hadith in Al-Muwatha is same in Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. Why? Because Imam al-Bukhari, he will make riwayah, he will narrate some hadith from some person from Imam Malik. For example, he will say, Imam al-Bukhari, he will say, حدثنا عبد الله بن مسلم القعنبي عن مالك. So, there is one person between Imam al-Bukhari and Imam Malik. Okay? Also, for Imam al-Bukhari, Imam al-Shafi'i. Imam al-Shafi'i, he met Imam Malik and he narrated Al-Muwatha from him. But his riwayat is not famous. Okay? This one is the second advantage about the Muwatha. The third one, Imam Malik, when he has done his book, that is Al-Muwatha, he give it to the 70 scholars in Medina. And all of them, they are approved his book. And they say, your book is very, very good and very beneficial. Okay, you can spread it. Okay, he never sent it or give it to another person until he got approval from 70 scholars. So now we can imagine how his book is very, very, very high level of the knowledge. Okay. The last one, advantage of this Muwatha, Imam Malik, he is the, how can I say, he got the golden chain. The golden chain like a sanad. Between him and Rasulullah, there is 3 persons only. But for other than Imam Malik, they will narrate the hadith. Between him, if he very short, there is 4 persons. Okay? From all of the Al-Kutub As-Sitta, Imam Bukhari, Muslim, Malik, all of them, they haven't 3 persons between them and Rasulullah there is three persons. Actually, Imam Bukhari, he got just 22 hadiths only. We call it thulathiyat in Imam Bukhari. There is just 22 hadiths that between him and Rasulullah there is three persons only. But you know, Sahih Bukhari, how many hadiths? Sahih Bukhari? 7. Seven, and there is another 7 in the part. Between of it is 38. So become 7387. This one is Sahih Bukhari. You know, from 7,000 hadiths, there is just 22 hadiths. There is thulathiyat. Between Imam Bukhari and Rasulullah, there is 3 persons. But for Muwatha Imam Malik, all of it is 3 persons. It's all of it. Why? Because Imam Malik, he passed away in which year? 170 or 173. Some of them they say 73. So he is very near to Rasulullah. He met some of the Sahaba, Imam Malik. Some of them he met them. Like Sayyidina Anas ibn Malik. Anas ibn Malik was 120. Okay, so he met some of the Sahaba, so he can make the hadith. Okay. Next, about Al-Muwatha. Okay, the first of all, why he chose this word, Muwatha. Muwatha in Arabic means musahhal. That means it's very simple. Okay, simplified. This one is musahhal, which means when Imam Malik he wrote it, okay, he wrote it by very simple way. Okay, and he don't want his book to become heavy on the people to understand. Okay, and the reason for writing Muwatha, because Al-Khalifa Abu Ja'far al-Mansur, he asked Al-Imam Malik to write Al-Muwatha. The story actually, when Abu Ja'far al-Mansur, he came for Hajj, and he came to Medina firstly, because the Khalifa before this, when they want to do the Hajj, they will come to Medina firstly, after that they will, continue to Makkah. After Makkah, they will go back to Sham. So when he came to the Medina, in the first Hajj, he met Imam Malik. And he said, yeah, Imam Malik, actually the people, they are confusing in the fiqh. Some of them, they follow this way, some of them, they follow this way. Please write one book, and this book is Muwatha for the people, means musahhal, means very simple to the people. I will ask all of the people to follow your book. Okay, so, and he said, given him one condition. He said, but I want you, when you want to write this book, you have to be far from Tashaddud ibn Umar, the radicals from Ibn Umar, Abdullah ibn Umar, because we can say he was radical about the fatwa, about the hadith, everything. And Shawadh ibn Mas'ud, what is the strange thing that is Abdullah ibn Mas'ud follow it? Please be far, be aware from it. And the last one, and please avoid the Tashaddud ibn Abbas, wa Shawadh ibn Mas'ud, wa Rukhas ibn Abbas. The Rukhsa, what do you call it, the Rukhsa? Hassan Basri? The Rukhsa, like the what do you call it? Mudahan, okay, daripada Abdullah ibn Abbas. Because he is like the lawat, of ilmu. Anyone he came to him, he will give him the fatwa. So that's why he said, Tasahul ibn Mas'ud. He just give the fatwa, like, anyone ask him, he will give. Because like the lawat. But someone who is radical, he will look at the agama with 5 hadiths only. If he find it in these 5 hadiths, he will say, that is right. But if other than these 5 hadiths, he cannot accept. Because his ilmu is very short, is very little. But if his ilmu is very big, he will accept anything. Okay? So when he give him like the method of his book, he start writing his book. Because of Abu Ja'far al-Mansur. Okay. Another thing you have to know it about Muwatha Imam Malik. Imam Malik every year he will edit his book. He will look again about his book. If there is any hadith is weak, he found it is weak, he will delete it. And if he got another hadith, hadith sahih, he will add it in his book. Sometimes he will correct the words. Okay? So the ulama, they say, if the Imam Malik is still in the life, his book will die. Because every year he will delete from his book. In the beginning, his book is around 10,000 hadiths. And when he passed away, become how many? 2,000 or 3,000 only. Because every year he will cut. Every year he will delete until, become 3,000 only. So if Imam Malik is still in the life, his book will die. But alhamdulillah, Imam Malik passed away, and after that, his book is still in between of us. Yeah. So every year he will edit his book. Okay, now the contents of Muwatha Imam Malik. There is some information about his book, but majority we can say, and generally we can say, Al-Muwatha will focus on fiqh and adab, fiqh and adab and amal yang saleh. These three benda. Tiga benda ni yang Imam Malik dia ikut dia. Okay, ni majority. Tapi if you want more details, Al-Muwatha have many riwayat. Why? Because every year or every 10 months or whatever, when the student they came to him, he has changed it already. He has done some correction for his book. So when the people they come, when the students they came, they will give them the new riwayat. So now we have around 120 riwayat of his book. Okay? But actually, what is the famous from it is around 25 riwayat only that is famous, and we have it right now. Okay, maybe some of it they just mentioned the name of the rawi, but actually the book, the exactly book, just we have 25 riwayat. The most famous riwayat of Muwatha Imam Malik is riwayah Yahya ibn Yahya al-Laythi. And this is very separated in the shops. When you go there, you will find Al-Muwatha bi riwayat Yahya ibn Yahya al-Laythi. Okay, this Yahya ibn Yahya al-Laythi, he is from Andalus, Spain. He came to Imam Malik and he got his book and he go back to Spain. Okay, this one riwayat. This is the most famous riwayat. Okay, another one. His book got 31 books. Okay, we will call it books, even though it's chapter, and there is 764 chapters. Contains 3,069 hadiths and athar and sayings from Imam Malik. Because this book is actually is according to Mazhab Shafi'i, Mazhab Maliki, and everything Qala Malik. Every bab Qala Malik. That is opinion of Imam Malik. So, like is mixed in between hadith and the saying from the Sahabat or from Tabi'in or from Imam Malik, his opinion. All of it, if you want to count all of it, will become 3,069. But the hadith is around 1,942. Only that is hadith. Okay, the hadith. And there is 898 is athar from tabi'in or from sahabat, and there is 229 the saying or opinion of Imam Malik. Okay, so now in the last chapter, this is Kitab Al-Jamie, we have how many? In Kitab Al-Jamie we got 89 chapter, around 271 hadith. So in this majlis, we will study like the last one. That's all. So from how many? From 3,000 plus, we will just study 271. And from how many chapters? 700 and plus, then we will study just 89 chapters only. Okay, Jelas? Have any question? I hope my language is clear and you have understood. Because I feel my language is very bad. It's very broken. Okay, so about the ijazah, alhamdulillah, I have 4 experiences about this book. In the beginning, I heard it from my sheikh. My sheikh, his name is Sheikh Hamid Akram al-Bukhari. He is in Perlis now. Right now, he's in Perlis. Yesterday, they read Shama'il Muhammadiyah and As-Sirah Nabawiyah. And Dr. Anwar, who is from Cobb, he attended. MashaAllah. So I heard it from my sheikh, Sheikh Hamid Akram al-Bukhari, in Al-Madinah, that is in year 2010. Okay? Sekali lagi, I read it to Sheikh Hamid in Indonesia, 2015, and I have, read it and comment on it in UIA Gomba pada tahun 2014. Yang last one, I have experience in it. The last chapter, Kitab Al-Jamie only, to my students in Syria through WhatsApp. I have experience about this book, the Kitab Al-Jamie, Alhamdulillah, in 2017. Ta'liq, just comment. Comment. Okay, any question about this book? Any question about the majlis or about the book?
Ustaz, it is said that in Muwatha Malik, for example, Ibn Abdul Bar mentioned that there are 3 hadiths that may be not authentic, or maybe something like the Sigatul Baligh or something like that.
Yeah.
You have comments on that?
Okay, actually there is some, what do you call it? Some intiqadat. Challenge. They say there is some challenge. They say Imam Malik, he didn't follow the right way, or he critics. There is some critics about Imam Malik. Some of it, he will narrate the hadith from him to Rasulullah, even though there is 3 persons between him and Rasulullah. How he is very big gap between him and them. We call it al-maqtu'at. Actually, he has in his book, al-Muwatha. Some of it, he will say, balagani, al-balaghat. We call it al-balaghat. So he said, balagani an Rasulullah. So, how he got that hadith? Okay? So, Al-Imam Ibn Abdul Bar, okay, Imam Abdul Bar, who is coming after Imam Malik, he tried to find the persons, the sanad between Imam Malik and Rasulullah. This is about al-balaghat. Actually, it's a lot, al-balaghat. In Kitab Al-Jamie later on, I will tell you. Look, in this place, how he said, balagani, or annahu balagahu. So he came to him from Rasulullah. How he came? Allah. Okay, some of the critics about Imam Malik. What else? Any question? Other question?
Ustaz, the way you describe Al-Muwatha is a very high status as compared to Sahih Bukhari or Muslim.
Yeah.
Why is not Al-Muwatha considered as part of Kutubu Sittah?
Very, very important question. Understood? Understood this question? Why is not including from the 6 books? Why? Because the 6 books is focused on Sunnah Rasulullah. But for Muwatha Imam Malik focus on fiqh. That's why they put it out of the 6, even though he is higher than all of it, because he focused on the fiqh. For example, in Muwatha Imam Malik, he was started by Kitab Al-Salah. But for all of Sunan, the 6 books, they will start by Kitab Al-Tahara. The first book is Kitab Al-Tahara. That is the difference. Okay, very good question, mashallah. Sham. Akib. I have to ask this question, the quality. Okay, what else? Any another question? Another question? No question? Okay, so now, for him, there is some differences in between Sunan and Jami. Okay, there is some differences. Like Imam Al-Bukhari, when he named his book, he said, Al-Jami' al-Sahih al-Mukhtasar min umur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam wa sunani wa ayamihi. He said Al-Jami'. What do you call Al-Jami'? Like gathering. He tried, yeah. So he named it Al-Jamie. But when we came to Imam Nasa'i, he said As-Sunan atau Al-Mujtaba. He named his book is Al-Mujtaba atau Sunanu Al-Nasa'i. So there is some difference in between Sunan and Jami'. If they put Al-Jami' is bigger than Sunan. And Sunan is shorter. Some of the bab like Babul Fada'il, Babu Fada'il Sahaba, Fada'il Al-Amal, apa semua, Fadilat Amal. Lagi satu advantage of Sahabat, they will not put it in the Sunan, but in the Jami' they will talk about it. Like Kitab Al-Tafsir also. Kitab Al-Tafsir, there is no Kitab Al-Tafsir in Sunan An-Nasa'i, but there is Kitab Al-Tafsir in Sahih Bukhari, because he named it Al-Jami'. So there is some differences. Okay? You got your answer? Alhamdulillah. Okay. Another question?
Just to clarify,
Okay.
you mentioned older book. Is there any older than this book but not richer?
Maybe there is some books is before Al-Muwatha. But what we have received it, that is Al-Muwatha. This is the oldest book. Very good.
You said what are the differences between Tis'ah and Sittah? Because
Actually, this title or this name just from the businessman. They named it like Kutub al-Sitta and Kutub al-Tis'a, because the ulama, our scholars, they will say the 6 books is not what we know it now. Because when you say Bukhari, Muslim, Ibn Majah, some by Ibn Majah, some of the ulama they say no, Ibn Majah is not from Al-Kutub al-Sitta. They will throw out Sunan Ibn Majah and they will replace it by Sunan al-Darimi. They say Sunan al-Darimi, he is better than Sunan Ibn Majah. Why? Because Imam al-Darimi, he is a sheikh of Imam al-Tirmidhi. He's sheikh in Shama'il, right? Many hadiths he will relate it from Imam al-Darimi. They say they have some khilaf in between of them. But just for the business, they call it like Sitta, Tis'a, and Ithna Ashar. 12 book. Okay, just for business. Okay, another question. So now we want to start by the book, or we delay it to the next week. What do you think? Okay, we have another 15 minutes. We can start, huh? So now about this book. Okay, I will give you the edition that you have to follow the hadith from it. From Muwatha Imam Malik, this is the nuskha, the edition is for ijazah. When you want to give ijazah, personal, after this, if you want to give it, you have to follow this edition. Is from Darul Gharb al-Islami, النسخة المعتمدة للإجازة. Okay, is from Darul Gharb al-Islami, and the tahqiq, what do you call it? Like correction, or what do you call it? Clarified from Dr. Bashar Awad Ma'aruf. This is the naskhat untuk ijazah bersama. Nanti kalau nak bagi ijazah bersama mesti ikut ni naskhat ni. Okay? Sebab mungkin ada naskhat lain, mungkin hadis lain, atau ada satu perkataan jatuh apa semua, tak tahu apa masalah. Tapi mesti ikut naskhat ni. Ya, Darul Gharb Islami, Bashar Awad Ma'aruf.
Can you share this?
Actually, I think I have shared it in the group. This one. This is my ijazah for my student in Syria. But I wrote here, I didn't make them. Because just through WhatsApp, I didn't make them. So I gave them this ijazah. Okay, later on I will give you the ijazah, inshallah. Okay, so now we will start, inshallah, by the last chapter. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، أفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. بالأسانيد الصحيحة المتصلة للإمام مالك أنه قال: كتاب الجامع الدعاء للمدينة وأهلها. قال: حدثني يحيى عن مالك عن إسحاق بن عبد الله بن أبي طلحة الأنصاري عن أنس بن مالك أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: اللهم بارك لهم في مكيالهم وبارك لهم في صاعهم ومدهم، يعني أهل المدينة. Okay, in the beginning I have to tell you, Imam Malik, when he wrote his book, when he wrote the bab, he didn't mention bab. Okay, he just wrote kitab, and after kitab there is some, what do you call it? Some title without babun. So some of the books they will add babun ad-du'a li ahli al-Madinah. Okay, that's why I asked you just now to follow this clarified from Dr. Bashar Awad. When he look at the manuscript, there is no babun. So he just follow the manuscript, but he found it. Okay, so ad-du'a li ahli al-Madinah. So now we will follow the same way, okay, the same method. I will read it in Arabic, and Dr. Yusuf, you will, read the Tarjumahan, and after that I will comment, inshallah.
So,
Kitab Perbahasan Umum. Yahya bin Yahya meriwayatkan kepadaku, ia berkata Malik meriwayatkan kepada Perbahasan Umum, Kitab Al-Jamie.
Oh,
Di Indonesia.
Oh ya. Okay, baik.
Dari Anas bin Malik radhiyallahu anhu bahawa Rasulullah SAW bersabda, ya Allah, berkahilah mereka dalam timbangan mereka, berkahilah mereka dalam takaran mereka, dan berkahilah mereka dalam mud mereka. Maksudnya mereka adalah penduduk Madinah.
Okay, the first question will come to us, why Imam Malik he started by this chapter or by this title about Al-Madinah. Why he didn't start it by adab? Why he didn't start by Fadilat Salah? Why he started by this bab or by this chapter? Why? Reference? Al-Madinah is different. Because he is staying in Medina. He is staying in Medina, and he want to tell some things about his experience, his very big experience about Medina. He want to tell. The first one. The second one, why? Why he started by this chapter? Okay, Medina Rasulullah. Okay, you are very, very close, Amal al-Madinah. Yeah, some of the sources of Mazhab Maliki, they follow what Ahl al-Madinah they are doing. They will follow. Why is Ahl al-Madinah exactly? Because Rasulullah, he was staying with them and they look at Rasulullah and they will follow. But who is far, they don't know. So all of the adat, all of the traditionals and customs have changed when Rasulullah he came. Okay? And this changing is very strong and very fast. Because Rasulullah is between of them. Different of Makkah, different of Bahrain, different, all of it is different. Okay, what else? What else?
Because the Prophet made dua Sahabat to love Madinah more than
Rasulullah he make dua to everyone, you know. For everyone he make dua. But very, very important issue. We have khilaf in between our scholars, between our ulama. They say which is more bitter, which one is more fadilat, Makkah atau Madinah. And this khilaf is very, very strong, you know, very, very strong khilaf. It's not normal khilaf. Some of our scholars, they say no, Makkah is better than Medina. And some of them, that is Imam Malik, his opinion that is Medina is better than Makkah. And that's why he want to tell us, my opinion, that is Medina is better than Makkah. Okay? So that's why he started by Al-Medina. Okay? And there is no ar-rajih, no strong opinion. All of them, they have dalil. All of them, they have dalil. So we can say, how we can say, I don't know what we can say. Both of it is good, but they are talking about the bitter, which one is bitter. Okay? Okay, according to Imam Malik, he said the Medina is better than Makkah. So what's about Mazhab Shafi'i? What's about Imam Shafi'i? What's about Imam Shafi'i? Imam Shafi'i said Makkah is better than Medina. Okay, why? Why? Because his Kabila is over there. Actually, all of his uncles, they are staying in Taif. Yeah, Imam Malik, he was born in Gaza. But actually, his mother, she immigrated from Taif to Gaza. Because I don't know why she immigrated over there. When she has, delivered Imam Malik, she come back to Taif. And Imam Shafi'i. And Imam Shafi'i, he has memorized Al-Quran. He has memorized Al-Quran in Taif. After he memorized Al-Quran, dia turun ke Makkah dan dia duduk dekat Makkah dan menghafal Muwatha Imam Malik. Imam Shafi'i. After he finished memorization of Muwatha, baru pergi ke Madinah. So, you know the story that is very famous story when he started, he attend the halaqah or the majlis with Imam Malik, he has memorized it, no need to write. And when Imam Malik asked him, he just answered. He said, I have memorized it. So Imam Malik is different of his sheikh. His opinion is different. Yeah. So according to this hadith, now why Imam Malik, he narrated this hadith from Ishaq ibn Abdullah ibn Abi Talha. No another person. Why? Of course, all of them, they are his sheikh. But why this person exactly? Anything, anything, if the ulama, they mentioned it, there is some hikmah. We have to search about it. Why? Actually, Imam Malik, he chose Ishaq ibn Abdullah ibn Abi Talha because he is the nearest person to Rasulullah. Why? Because his grandmother is whom? Grandmother whom? Abu Talha, who is Abu Talha? Abu Talha al-Ansari, Khalid ibn Zayd. You can write that. This is Khalid. I told you this one in Shamai Muhammadiyah, This is Abu Talha, okay? He married with whom? Who is she? Yeah, Sulaim. He married with Sulaim. Sulaim, she married with someone before, right? With some person before Abu Talha. That is whom? Allah Rabbi. No one can say, I explain this one in Shamal Muhammadiyah. Okay? Anas ibn Malik. So mananiya, his father is Malik bin Al-Harith. This person, he is from Medina. He married Sulaim, but Sulaim, she entered the Islam. But he didn't accept. And he got angry at her and he said, one day I will kill you. He said like that. And he go out from Medina and was very angry, but he didn't come back. He didn't come back. Allahu Alam, we don't know what's happened to him. Okay? But when she married him, there is one person or one son. His name is Anas bin Malik. So now, Anas ibn Malik, he is not son of Khalid ibn Zayd, Abu Talha al-Ansari. Bukan. He's from another person. Okay? Okay, from Khalid ibn Zayd, Abu Talha al-Ansari, he has one son. His name is what? Abu Umayr. And another son, what his name? Abdullah. Just now? Ishaq ibn Abdullah. Abdullah. So now, Abdullah and Abu Umayr, they are step brother of Sayyidina Anas ibn Malik. Okay, from Abdullah, there is one son, his name is Ishaq. So now, what is the relation between Ishaq and Anas ibn Malik? Jelas, huh? So now we can know the relationship between Ishaq ibn Abdullah ibn Abi Talha, and he is narrated the hadith from Anas ibn Malik. He is grandfather, huh? What do you call it? Atau uncle. Yeah, his uncle from another father. I don't know how we can explain it. But I think now the relation is clear, right? The relation is here between Anas ibn Malik and Ishaq ibn Abdullah. So now, Ishaq ibn Abdullah, he is the nearest person to Anas ibn Malik, and Anas ibn Malik, he is Khadim Rasulullah, humble Rasulullah. Okay, now we can know the relation. The first reason. The second reason, they say, in the Medina, the strongest person about the Aqidah is Ishaq ibn Abdullah al-Ansari. Ishaq ibn Abdullah ibn Abi Talha. The strongest person about the Aqidah, of Aqidah. He always focused on the Aqidah. If there is anyone, his Aqidah is, there is some problem, or his Aqidah is wrong, or what do you call it, sad, so he will never take the hadith from him. So what is the fitna? What is the Aqidah during the Zaman Imam Malik? Because that time, they haven't Shia, they haven't Asha'ira, they haven't Salafiyya, Sufiya, وسموه. They haven't. What they have? Later on you will know. Later on. Because after this bab, he will talk about Al-Qadar. Because the first problem in the Islam about the Aqidah is coming from Qadar. And later on, Imam Malik, he will mention about Al-Qadar. Yeah, okay? So with Imam Malik, he trusts him, and he says his Aqidah is very, very important and very clear. He takes the hadith from him and put him first of all. No one before him. Okay? So now, another thing. قال حدثني يحيى عن مالك. Who is Yahya? Actually, he have to. Okay. Before this, when we was reading Shamal Muhammadiyah, usually Imam Tirmidhi will say حدثنا عبد الله بن مسلم القعنبي أو حدثنا عبد الله بن عبد الرحمن الدارمي. حدثنا هذا حدثنا. طيب di sini حدثني يحيى عن مالك. Who is Malik here? Malik ibn Anas, Imam Malik. So who is talking? Who is narrated this hadith? Yahya ibn Yahya al-Laythi. That I told you just now. Because we are reading riwayat Yahya ibn Yahya al-Laythi. So now, who wrote this book is not Imam Malik. His students, he wrote it. Okay? But actually, is not his student. Student of his student. Okay? So he said, حدثني Yahya. So who حدث? Who tell him? Okay? Someone, that person, he take the hadith from Yahya ibn Yahya al-Laythi. And Yahya ibn Yahya al-Laythi take it from Imam Malik. Understood? Understood? This one is حدثني Yahya عن Malik. This one is some differences between الكتب الستة and Muwatha Imam Malik. Okay, the way of hadith is different. Okay, حدثني يحيى بن يحيى. Actually, يحيى بن يحيى al-Laythi, he came from Spain, from Andalusia, and he came to Medina. This is his story with Imam Malik. You know, every student of Imam Malik, he got one special story or one special meeting with Imam Malik. Everyone, just read about the students of Imam Malik. One of them is Yahya ibn al-Laythi. Yahya ibn al-Laythi, when he came to Spain, you know, Spain is very far, and he came to Medina. It's not, terbang, bukan. He like jalan atau naik haiwan sampai Medina. Mungkin 1 bulan, 2 bulan sampai dia sampai Medina. Masa dia sampai Medina, dia jumpa Imam Malik dan duduk dan tulis dengan Imam Malik. Satu hari, semua pelajar-pelajar Imam Malik, mereka keluar. Lari dan keluar. Kenapa? Gajah. Gajah dia datang ke Madinah. Semua pelajar-pelajar Imam Malik nak tengok. Kecuali Yahya ibn Yahya al-Laythi, dia masih duduk. Dan Imam Malik dia kata, tak nak tengok. Dia kata, saya datang untuk kamu, bukan untuk gajah. Yani Yahya ibn Yahya al-Laythi. So that's why, subhanallah, because of his ikhlas, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make his riwayat is very, very fast. And Yahya ibn Yahya al-Laythi. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make dua to Ahl Medina. Actually, dua Rasulullah to Ahl Medina is a lot of dua. From the beginning when he reached Medina until he passed away. Selalu dia bagi doa kepada Ahli Medina. Kenapa? So, dekat Medina ada banyak masalah. Demam ada. Ta'un, cancer ada. Semua ada. Okay? So Rasulullah, he make dua to Ahli al-Medina. Allahumma barik lahum fi mikyalim. What they, they have it from, from the food, but they have it from the from the, what do you call it? From the land, they will, Rasulullah make dua to Ahl Medina to have the barakah. But actually, this barakah is not just one barakah. There is another hadith, Rasulullah, he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for double. Okay, next hadith, or maybe next week, inshallah, we'll read that hadith, and Rasulullah, he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for double barakah to Ahli al-Medina. Allah wa barik lahum fi sa'i wa badin. Inshallah, next week, I forget to bring it with me. Actually, in my office, there is a sa' and there is al-mud. Both of it, inshallah, I will bring it next week, and I can show you what is the sa' and what is the mud. Any question about this hadith? Any question? Actually, the chapter they didn't finish yet, but inshallah we will continue next week. Inshallah. Subhanakallah wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Wa ahsinu salam al-husn lil ladina amanu wa salihati wa tawassaw bil haqqi wa tawassaw bis sabr. Okay, then we see.